Welcome back to another episode of the New Motorcycle Riders Podcast, your podcast for everything about motorcycling. But before we start, hit that like and subscribe button to stay on top of our latest podcast topics and discussions. We upload new podcasts weekly and it doesn't cost you anything to listen. Plus, it really helps us to reach more motorcycle riders. If you have something you'd like to hear discussed on our podcast, please send us a message to andrew@newmotorcycleriders.com and let's make that happen. Today I'm going to talk about an email that I received from a listener. And what they wanted to know was, what is a good following distance while riding? They wanted to know in specific if the 2-second rule was a good rule to follow. Now, I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who think this is a good rule. But my question to you is, how far is 2 seconds? Can you see where I'm going with this? I like clear answers, not these somewhere in the gray zone responses. These are just a few things to think about when it comes to this rule. 1. All motorcycles weigh different and stop differently. Weight affects stopping distance, and I think everyone can agree on that. 2. What kind of tires do you have? Different compounds of tires stop differently, as do the surface you are stopping on. Is the surface concrete, blacktop, brick? You get the point. 3. What type of brakes do you have? Do you have drum brakes, disc brakes, combination of both, 1-piston caliber, 2-piston caliber, single or dual caliber front brakes, so on and so forth? 4. Do you have a collision mitigation system on your bike with a distance and speed monitor to tell you exactly how far the object is in front of you and what your current speed is? 5. Do you have a passenger? This will add weight as well as throw off the handling of your motorcycle. You see, there are many factors when determining how much distance you should have when following another vehicle. So the one-size-fits-all answer doesn't work, at least not for me. It leaves room for too much speculation. You don't want to find out you didn't have enough time to stop when it's too late to do anything about it. Speed and road conditions constantly change, and so should your riding distance. For me, the more distance I have, the better off I am. Distance gives you time, and time allows you to react. So the more distance you have, the more time you have to react. Numerous accidents occur simply because the rider did not have enough time to react. Now, seasoned and experienced riders sometimes forget that they need to be very clear on what they tell a new rider. Most of the time, new riders, they just don't know, so it needs to be explained clearly and simple. It's easy when you've been riding for a long time to just think of a lot of stuff as common knowledge, but to a new rider, it isn't. The distance factor also applies to vehicles behind you. If you notice a vehicle is too close to you, try to let them pass or pull off until they do so. Don't get emotional and feel as though you have the right of way. This isn't a competition. Just let it go. Remember, time is your friend. Take as much as you need. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's podcast. But don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and leave us a comment with your thoughts. We look forward to you returning to our next podcast. And until then, have fun and be safe.